Welcome, everyone. I'm going to put the link so if anybody wants to come up and share anything they want to say, you can feel free to come up and conversate. Let me share the link here. There you go. There you go. If anybody wants to come up and conversate with it, I'll get started in a second. But the conversation is on this Rachel. Let me share this screen here. And our view of this situation, as far as historically, how we have always had to deal with this white woman. And what I mean by that is, historically, white women always had a right to vote. But and they always had a say. They always had say in policies or whatever went on with the country, as far as her man is concerned. It's not like they try to make us think, but it wasn't like that one bit. It wasn't like that one bit. They've always had their voices heard. White women always had their voices heard. There was never a time when a white woman's voice was never heard. A white woman has always been protected by her man. Matter of fact, their image has been put in front of us as Black people. They demolished the Black female's image and put forth white Barbie dolls for us, white baby dolls for us. We didn't, there was a time when you couldn't find a Black baby doll for a Black girl or a Black Barbie doll. We had to always uphold their images that they gave us. In movies, for a long time, there were no Black women. If there was Black women, they were maids or made to be empathetic or sympathetic to the white woman and to lift her up in many cases, in many situations, in parts of, I'm talking about movies in particular. So the white woman has never really been disfranchised. And I'm not going to begin or start saying that women, period, have been disfranchised. I'm not going to say that. Because it's not true. When it comes to racism, they've had everything. They've had everything. And I'm not going to be sympathetic to that the way most people are. We've been forced to see them, but not see ourselves. The Bible stories, religion, we've been forced to see them, but we haven't been able to see ourselves. And that's a problem. That's a deep problem. Now, we got to realize they're very selfish kind of people. Very selfish kind of people. The reason why I say that is for this situation in particular. Rachel has had it going on for a long time, right? So in comes Marie wanting her opportunities, and all of a sudden her opportunities become a hindrance to Rachel. What do you all call it? Do you call it selfishness, or do you call it, But this is the society that we live in, and this is something that we on a constant basis have to deal with. We've watched movies where we've automatically been made empathetic for them. And there are movies where they probably don't feel one thing about us. They probably don't feel nothing for us. I mean, matter of fact, we should know they feel nothing for us because they can lie and have our everything kingdom burnt down or queendom burnt down. You know, the fact that they can be bold to go after our men. And after all the things that we've had to endure in this country, I would think that would be the last thing you would go after is a relationship with someone outside your race as a white woman. Because when you look at it, there's a lot of history in all of it. There's a lot of history in all of this. This didn't just start yesterday and make the news. This is something that we've probably buried or covered up and not really want to talk about or deal with or face. And like DOD said, jealousy. You see, jealousy, selfishness, you know, because when you look at the time when the black man was about to get his voting rights and his ability to vote, to even have a say in anything, who ups and tries to say, no, we need to get ours first? The white women. The white women. They did that. They did that. Did we need all that? No, you didn't need all that. It was unnecessary. It was just a jealousy. It was just like, how dare my men take this because they don't see black men as humans. By no means. By no means. They just see them as a sex thing. So, and she didn't do anything for black men but make them look bad when she was reporting on them. Because if you can remember, she was reporting on men that had domestic violence issues, sportsmen, you know, she would make them look bad. So, any man that would go and try to protect her or take her side is definitely out of order. He is totally out of order. Because the whole matter of the situation is we just need to get out of this. We really need to get as far away from the dysfunction as we can, because this woman is not doing anything to this woman. She is just doing her life, trying to grab a little piece of life that she can grasp. It's like we can't get anything, but they want everything all the time, 24/7. And it's a disgrace. It's just a disgraceful society we have to live in. And I'm not going to co-sign on white women and their plight. I'm just not going to do it. I don't have no empathy for them or anything, because, we know that there's no empathy or sympathy for us anywhere. There's no room for it for them. Yes, we see this not only Are you going to see it in the career? You're going to see it. You see it in education. You see it in education. And then they get they're considered minority. And we were talking on DOD's channel about futuristic stuff, but some of the things we don't look at our way of life and how it's changed and how it's begun to affect us. Because there was a time when women didn't have to worry about things like this. We didn't have to worry about voting. We didn't have to worry about competing at a job. And competing, we're in a society full of people that love to compete. And I don't think it's our culture to really compete. It's, in the way that they love to compete for everything. But we're more of a strong spiritual people. And having that background, it's not always the doggy dog world, but women have been pushed into this. And, we went from the ones who are supposed to be protected, taking care of the house, taking care of the babies, making sure our children are taken care of, to the ones who someone else is taking care of our babies, taking care of our children, which is not a good thing. And we have to be outside the household. Now, DOD was talking about the palm reading. Amazon is starting to take on so that they can, so we can pay for our stuff through our palms. You see, and then we talked about the farming and how people used to have their own land to farm. We're headed to a dead end place. That's all I have to say. It's not conducive. It's not going to be productive. It's just going to we're going to hit a brick wall because this is crazy. This is really nonsense. Why, this beautiful Black sister shouldn't even have to worry about working, even though she loves this career. But look at what she's up against. She has to put herself in a situation against monsters. Monsters. When she can have a man taking care of her, protecting her, letting her nest, they have their own business for their family, for the children to grow up into, pass on wealth. But instead, she's having to deal with this headache. Things that really bother you, that deeply affect your life. This nonsense. She was into sports. She, she's good at what she does. And like you said, Becky is just jealous. But why should we have to put up with this nonsense? We're forced to see them as human and see ourselves as less. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Instead, we have these men that are backing Becky up, of course. It's unfortunate that we choose to go that dead end road with these people, which, me personally, I'm ready to get out of it, frankly. And we can get out of this nonsense. Like we were talking about on DOD's channel, we have choices. We don't have to do what the corporations tell us to do. We don't have to watch these channels that want to be nothing but whiteness. We don't have to deal in sports. Our men don't have to really deal with sports with them. We can go and start our own leagues. our own baseball teams, our own soccer teams, our own teams. Who said we could not do these things? Who said we can't do these things? We better put our feet down and our men better make these decisions, because it's just outrageous to me, DOD. I just don't see. I just don't see it. I just don't know. You know, it's crazy. It's like we like to be controlled. All the white woman ever had to do was cry rape and point at the black man, and it was over. It was over. Yeah, Jason would like defending the Becky. Yeah, exactly. He always defends them. There's just some people who love pinkness, who love the wicked and evilness that they uh, endure it, and dive into. So, or they live in. And, I know DOD was also talking about, they brought up about, hold on, let me get this. The Haiti president who was assassinated. Let me see if I can get this here. Oh, I'm gonna get it on here. I'm gonna try to pull it up. It usually gives me a hard time here. It's giving me a hard time. Hold on, family, I'll get it. Okay, here's the story. I'll share my screen. It's just a disgrace. And if we don't wake up and realize what we need to do is this house was always burning with us in it. It was already burning. Haiti's president was killed inside his home. Here's what to know about Novel Moise. His wife is in the hospital. She was injured too. The first lady. This is very unfortunate. A black couple, beautiful black couple. He was a businessman from northern Haiti and political protege of former President Michel Martelly. Moise came into power in 2017 in one of the lowest turnout Haitian presidential elections that has been the subject of fraud allegations, cancellations, and rescheduling. He campaigned under the moniker Nag Banan, or Banana Man, a reference to his farming roots. He had never held an elected office before. Moise was ruling by decree since January 2020. His assassination happened a day after he named a new prime minister, Dr. Ariel Henry, to take charge as head of the government and prepare county for elections in the next 2 months for president, a new parliament, and local government officials. Wow. So j'ai nommé le citoyen Ariel Henry au poste de premier ministre. See, this is when he was announcing him as the prime minister. and preparing the people for the next election. Many in Haiti were disputing his right to continue serving in the presidency. This year, CNN reports they argued Moise's presidential term ended on February the 7th because of a Haitian constitution and because his first year was taken up by an interim president after the election had to be rerun because of fraud. As the Miami Herald has previously reported, Moise argued his term would end on February 7, 2022, because the presidency is 5 years, according to the same constitution. He's been in office for 4 years and 5 months. Moise in February announced the arrest of 23 people, including their former presidential candidate, a high-ranking police inspector, and a judge on the country's highest court. They were accused of plotting a coup to overthrow him and take his life. See, the thing about it is, it's always the devil behind everything that has to do with our goodness. You see, they had disagreements over in that country, and we can reassure ourselves that it was the devil's work behind it, the scenes that were playing into all of this somehow. They always make dysfunction in Africa. Any place that is ruled by Blacks, they're going to have some kind of hand, evil, wicked hands in it. So now I'm going to look at y'all's comments. Hey, Terry. Thank you for being here. DOD. Being Marilyn Gale. Welcome. Sister, welcome. And let's see. Terry said, I'll have to step away from, okay, but I will continue. Okay, you're fine, Terry. You're fine, Marilyn. Yeah, the sister is very talented, and that Becky is just jealous. She's very jealous. Thank you, Marilyn. DOD, she says, yes, DOD, as my mom would say, she's smart cookie. I mean that in a respectful way. Yeah. Okay. And I agree. Yeah, we definitely have to do something different. We've been programmed to be empathetic and sympathetic with them, especially the use of religion. Religion has always been a control mechanism. I love all my people that are in religion. I deeply understand why they're in religions. I understand why they're Hebrew Israelites. I understand why they want to be Muslims. I understand why they want to deal with the Moorish. I understand why you want to be all of these religions. I get it. But what I don't get is, I even get why you think that something outside of you has control you. It's all about you. But you see, you should be the witnesses to what's going on now. Your experiences should be witnessing to you what's going on now. You know, because they've always used religion to control the masses. And it's selfishness, it's jealousy, it's all the bad things that have to do with white and Black. White has, and they carry within themselves for us. It's all of that. And that can never be a healthy relationship. Because like the Bible says, you're gonna hate one, love the other. So, I understand, there are children made into that, but that's where they come in. Because many of these children are confused and they grow up and they decide they hate one and love the other. That's just the facts of life. That's just the facts of the science of it behind it, the wickedness that they deliver to us. This is why many of us grew up with white Barbie dolls and not anything in sight that looked like us. And they did the test on children. They did a test on children. I don't get how someone can I don't get how someone can see this kind of stuff going on and still decide that because they see the human. See, we see the human in everything. We see the human in everything.
Quale bambola è bianca? Quale bambola è nera? Quale delle due è bella?
Questa.
Qual è quella bella? Qual è quella brutta? E qual è quella buona? Quale è cattiva? Qual è buona?
Lei.
Perché è buona?
Perché ha gli occhi celesti.
Quale è cattiva?
This is all programming. I don't care what language you speak or if you can speak it all.
Perché è cattiva?
Perché è tutto nero.
E qual è la bambola che ti somiglia di più?
Yeah, anywhere that's black we've been looked at as,
Quale bambola è nera?
and we've been made to hate
Ti ho
ourselves.
offeso.
Sì.
Tu.
Perché?
Perché mi hai chiamato nero.
Perché ti offendi?
Mi offendi perché altri bambini mi hanno offeso con cattiveria.
No, io non ho usato nessuna cattiveria.
Quello sto mi sta guardando storto.
You see, it's like, that's not good at all. Okay, Terry. But we still have people that are willing to push it and move on, and you just like, they don't get it. They don't recognize that, we got to come out of the programming of self-hate. It's like, but like I said on my video the other day, we can't change these people. These people are here having their life experience. Some want more physical than spiritual. They don't want that balance. And they see more in the physical of things. And um, like me, for instance, when I see a man, when I was single, I didn't see a color in men. I didn't see his sexual prowess. I saw the heart. You know, you always have to see the heart of a person and the character. You see, Black people never had a problem with character or seeing people's heart or really seeing through people. We never have those problems. We never have those problems. That's why you don't need laws like that for us, or you don't need, but then environmentally, we become less ourselves. We become possessed more with their thinking, and we take on their ways sometimes. But other than that, it's been natural to us. No, it's not natural to us. Yes, we've been heavily propagandized and for centuries now. That's one of the strategies for forestalls them getting overthrown, but it can only slow it, but not stop it. Exactly. We have been forced to see them as human beings. We've been forced to be empathetic with them, to be concerned with their plight through many, many means, by many, many means. And the television is definitely one. That Sister Maria, her having to deal with this Rachel issue. No, I don't know why our people don't see the picture, the writing on the wall. I don't get it. You know, Maria is very successful. She played in sports, you know, only to face someone who probably hasn't done much but been given a hand out, many hands out. And I hear that the UN is pushing for reparations for us. And all the things that we've endured and we keep enduring, we definitely need our own. The UN needs to do more, especially when it comes to Africa and us and all the other Blacks, Nubian people in the diaspora. We all need to be looked out for and lifted up. We need lifting. We need to balance out, because right now the way they got it is everybody wants to be white. Everybody wants to be white because there's benefit in pinkness. I should say everybody wants to be pink. There's benefit. They've made it beneficial to become pink, to be pink, to marry pink is more of a benefit. So we need ours so we can keep our race going. Keep us loving and being Black and being Nubian, I should say. So, that would be that balance. That would be that balance. Until they can do so, everything will continue to be imbalanced. So I want to thank you guys for being here. It's important that we see that we've been forced to see the human in them, but they have not been. We see the human naturally in everything, but they overdid it for us. Because they played on our natural, ability to empathize with people through movies and different other means. Yeah, she said, Maria said, I will only celebrate reparations personally. Nothing else will mean anything to me as far as them owning up. Not 19th, my opinion. Exactly. I agree, Maryland. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But, like I said, I just want land. There's no monetary thing they can give me, but they can keep the support coming because we do need support when we do get land. I appreciate everyone. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, DOD's crew, for coming over and visiting me and helping me out over here. So, with that said, everybody, always remember true love, real peace, the higher self within, the soul. Until next time, I hope all you stay protected, stay safe out there, and you know that you have you're part of the greatest race on the planet. Even though they made us seem like we're the lowest people, we're actually the greatest. We're the greatest people. I'm nothing's ever going to change that fact for me in my life that I'm part of the greatest race. No, nothing ever going to change that. Even though they try and they attempt to tear our people down, we know who we are and we know who we used to be and we know, like I said, who we are now. So peace be with you. Till next time.